The IO, Brigadier Gininda, called me, said, accused number 3 has been arrested for.
Yes, you don't need to mention what he's been arrested for, yes.
So he said...
He made a report to you about his arrest.
He made a report to me about his arrest, and he said, there's a firearm that was recovered from accused number 3. Can I check the firearm if it's not linked to our case?
When did he call you?
I can't remember when was it, but that's when I started to look for the case file. Because if a firearm is recovered and is sent to the lab for analysis, what will do with the case number? When they register it, the case number will generate a lab number, and then we'll be using that lab number. The case number that he gave me was Cleveland 96 of 2015. But when I checked the case number on the system, it gave me the lab number, which is 34369. Right, in this lab number, I found that there was a firearm that was received by one of my colleagues, Warrant Officer Rulofse, who examined this firearm. He examined this firearm, shoot the test in this firearm, and edged the firearm for the serial number.
Did Warrant Officer Rulofse make an affidavit regarding his findings?
That is correct, Malot, he did that.
Just want to show you a document that has been handed up as Exhibit X in brackets 13D. Can you just identify that document for us?
That's correct. During his examination of the firearm, he shot the test in this firearm, and the tests were kept in the case file that I'm having. I took the test that Warrant Officer Rulofse fired in this firearm, and I compared the test bullets with the bullet coming from the crime scene that I have received previously.
Yes, maybe just if you can just briefly refer to the affidavit of Rulofse, Exhibit X13 in brackets D. Well, it's common cause between the state and the defense, my lord. But if it's necessary, we will call him.
What's common cause?
As a court places, we will call him, my lord.
You mean you had agreed with the defense?
Yeah, well...
common cause, it means it's agreement?
Yes, well, it's fine, my lord. We will call rule of should they need us. Yes. Yes. You can just refer to paragraph 3 of Exhibit 13D.
13D?
13D.
I don't have it.
There's the one that we handed up just this morning, my lord.
Oh, is this the one?
Yes.
This is A. This is E1.
It's fine. We do have a spare copy.
You have a copy there.
If I can ask you to, it's a 4-page document.
Yeah.
If I can ask you to turn to page 3 of his affidavit. Yes, you can proceed. Just place the contents of his affidavit as per paragraph 3.
In paragraph 3, I stated that on the 13th of February 2015, during the performance of my official duties, I received a seal bag with number FSE 385083 from Case Administration of Ballistic Section containing the following exhibit.
Yes.
And then 3.1. It contains one 9mm parabellum caliber CZ Model 75 semi-automatic pistol with serial number obliterated and marked it 34369/15 and one magazine.
Yes.
3.2, 18 9mm parabellum caliber cartridges not marked. And 3.3, 10 9mm short caliber cartridges not marked.
So Judge Ratha stops Valoy as Mangena is about to read Warrant Officer Rulof's affidavit into the record, and the defense are just sitting there. They're not objecting. They are just continuing on because, hello, this is hearsay. He's reading somebody else's affidavit, and we already know in present day court. Remember, this was last year before Ngomezulu became a part of the case. And in present day court, we saw an absolute sharp contrast when it comes to reading affidavits of somebody else. I think it was Umnisi who refused, objected, and said, no, 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 he can't be reading somebody else's affidavit. And Judge Ratha allowed it into the record. And we see here that he allowed Mangena to read Warrant Officer Rudolph's, and I might be saying the name wrong, Warrant Officer Rudolph's affidavit into the record. And the defense is not insisting that Rudolph come and read his own statement into the record. This is very interesting. I think they dropped the ball on that. I wonder absolutely why. But most importantly, it is how Baloyi was just gonna slip it in. If nobody stops me, I'm going right ahead. So had the judge not stopped him, he would not have requested that this be provisionally allowed. He was just gonna keep going, just as it is. Very, very interesting. But let's continue on. Because now we get to, this is where the case of the Cleveland case, the gun found on accused number 3, connects with the SENZO MEYIWA crime scene. Is it the actual gun? Were those bullets planted? Let's find out, because what we know from the witness testimony of those who were in the house, the eyewitnesses, they say it was a gun with a wheel. Here, the state refers to a pistol. So yesterday we saw how, I think it was in part 3, where Mangena gives the evidence of what he got in the evidence bag. Still don't know whose gun that was, well, he hasn't revealed, but that was a pistol. And then today again, this warrant officer has found what? A pistol. It's consistently a pistol, which does not match the witness testimony. But let's keep going on and see where this goes.
For our purposes, Colonel, can proceed to paragraph 6.2.
Paragraph 6.2. Ammunition used for test purposes were marked 369 TC1 and 369 TC2 on the cartridge cases, and 369 TB1 and 369 TB2 on the bullet, and were fired in the pistol mentioned in 3.1.
Then paragraph 8.
Paragraph 8. After application of the electromagnetic etching process, I determined the serial number of the firearm mentioned in 3.1, possibly as 8587B.
Paragraph 10.2.
In paragraph 10.2, on the 18th of February 2015, the test mentioned in 6.2 was sealed in evidence bag with number PA 50015511419 and filed in case file with lab number 34369/15.
And the date of his affidavit.
The date of the affidavit is the 19th of February 2015.
We can then proceed to your affidavit as per Exhibit X in brackets 13 in brackets C. And you've already placed your CV on record. You can proceed to paragraph 3 on page 4. The court, please, Malata, it's almost time for the long adjournment. Can we take the long adjournment?
Okay, so there we have it. The affidavit, or should I say parts of the affidavit of Warrant Officer Ruloff were read into the record, and part of what was read is what was contained in the sealed evidence bag, which is a 9mm Parabella caliber CZ model 75 semi-automatic pistol. And he says it so fast, like a man who always works with guns, and some of us have to rewind so many times just to hear what he said. But there was also a magazine as well. There were 18 Parabella cartridges over there, but they were not marked, and they were 9mm, and there were also 10 9mm shot cartridges, and those were not marked. The serial number on the gun was erased. And again, warrant officer, remember, Mangena is the one who's reading this into the record. So he says that Warrant Officer Ruloff did the test, and all the test stuff was marked, and he was able to find the serial number, which is possibly 8587B. And then from there, what else did he do? He then puts it back into a sealed evidence bag, and he gives that evidence bag number. So that number is PA 500, 155149, and he gives it back to the admin, okay, the case administration of the ballistic unit. And this was all done when? On the 18th of February 2015. And the affidavit is dated the 19th of February 2015. So my only concern here is the human intervention. And I'm wondering why. Okay, I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate, but why should it be human intervention? Why didn't, when this gun, so Mangena says when a person is arrested and they're found in possession of a gun, the gun is automatically taken, it is put in a case number, and it's put in the system, okay? When that gun was put in the system, why is it not ringing on Mangena's desk or whoever else ballistic expert saying, hey, we've got a new gun in the system, check it against your cases? Why is this not an automatic process countrywide, even countrywide, okay? You might not know how many other Nkabi situations, accused number 3 was involved in. So we all know now that the left hand and the right hand don't talk to each other. So it has to be the investigating officer of note if he's on top of it. So hey, surprise, surprise, Gininda calls and says, I have a pistol. Can you check it against the SENZO MEYIWA report? Very random if you ask me. Very, very random. But is it random though? Or is it strategic? How did he know that accused number 3 was arrested and had a gun, and that this should be tested with the SENZO? How did he make that link? What was it about accused number 3 that said, you know what, this is the guy? This is the guy that we've been looking for. Do you know what I mean? Those are the questions that I would ask Gininda when he finally takes the stand, because it's been a hot minute that we have been waiting for him. So let me know your thoughts on that. So that gun is gone back. So then they take their long adjournment, and then guess what? They come back, and then we go back to Mangena's affidavit. And this is the part where he takes accused number 3's gun and compares it with the report he had previously done almost a year ago. So let's get back into it.
Found in the case file with lab number 34369/15, which is Cleveland case 93, Cleveland case 96 of 2015, containing the following exhibits. It's 4.1 is 2 fired 9mm caliber, 9mm parabellum caliber test cartridge cases and marked 369 TC1 and 369 TC2. And 4.2 is 2 fired 9mm caliber test bullets marked 369 TB1 and 369 TB2.
Now, the bullet tests mentioned in 4.2, where do they come from?
The 2 bullet tests marked 369 TB1 and 369 TB2 are the 2 test bullets which were fired by Warrant Officer Rulofs under Cleveland case 96 of 2015 with a firearm that was received, a CZ75, that was marked 217267/14.
Yes, you may proceed. Paragraph 5.
Paragraph 5, intention and scope of forensic examination comprises of the following ballistic techniques: microscopic individualization of fired bullets. On paragraph 6, I said I examined the fired bullets mentioned in 3.1 and 4.2 and compare the individual and class characteristic markings transferred to them by firearm components during the firing process using a comparison microscope, and found.
Yes. Just before you proceed, can you just once again identify those exhibits mentioned in paragraph 3.1 and 4.2?
The exhibit mentioned in 3.1 is the fired bullet 9mm. Is the fired 9mm caliber bullet that I've marked 217267 stroke 14A2.
And which one is it?
Is
Where does it come from?
Bullet that I have received from the crime scene.
4.2, which exhibits are those?
4.2 are the 2 fired 9mm caliber test bullets marked 369 TB1 and 369 TB2.
And who conducted those tests?
I conducted the test.
No. In 4.2?
In
4.2, yes.
Oh, these were fired by Warrant Officer Rulofs.
Yes, you may proceed. Paragraph 6.1.
In paragraph 6.1, I said there is sufficient class characteristics but insufficient individual characteristic marking transferred to these bullets by firearm components during the firing process, which could be due to the difference in bullet material. As a result, I took a decision to obtain the additional test of the same material as the exhibit bullet.
Can you just explain what you mean by class characteristic?
By class characteristic, my lord, I refer to the number of grooves on the bullets, on both bullets, the width of the bullets, and then the twisting of the bullets. Those I could see the similarities, but even the size, the width of those grooves were the same. But the difference was the tests were the full metal jacket, and the bullet from the crime scene was a CMJ, the complete metal jacket. Now the markings or the individual markings were not clear on the exhibit bullet from the crime scene, whereby on the bullet, the test bullets, as it's a hard bullet, it will pick up more marks than what appears on the exhibit bullet.
Yes, may I proceed?
Then I took a decision on if I can get the firearm back to shoot the correct test, the CMJ, the correct type of bullets in this firearm. And then I can compare those bullets that I fired with the bullets from the crime scene to see if there can be similarities on those ones.
Yes, may I proceed?
On paragraph 7, I said, on Monday, the 20th of July, 2020, I received an open seal bag with number PA 400081085, marked inter alia Cleveland case 96 of 2015, and SAP 1386/2015, containing the following. 7.1. Inside that bag, I found one 9mm parabellum caliber CZ Model 75 single and double action semi-automatic pistol with serial number obliterated, but it was marked 34369/15 on the trigger guard, and one magazine. On 7.2, there was one ammunition box inside the seal bag, and it contained the following. 7.2.1, 16 9mm parabellum caliber cartridges and rounds, and 7.2.2, and 10 9mm short caliber cartridges rounds.
Now, Lieutenant Colonel, before we proceed, you mentioned in paragraph 7 that on Monday, the 20th of July, 2020, you received an open seal bag with that number. Can you just explain?
What open seal bag now?
Yes. What do you mean here?
My lord, I went to Cleveland police station, SAP 30. I requested the exhibit from the case number. I gave them the case number. They gave me the 30 number. And the first thing that the warrant told me was that the firearm has already been dispatched for destruction, but it's still in another safe, not in the SAP 30. But you can look for it. He went to look for it and came back. I think it was in a box. When he opened the box, it was that seal bag. It was open seal bag. Inside that seal bag, they put a tag with the SAP 13, and there was this pistol and the box with the ammunition that I've mentioned.
Which warrant officer are you referring to?
I can't remember his surname.
Captain Charlie has testified. Does the name ring a bell?
Charlie.
Yep. Yes. Are you done explaining this concept of an open seal bag?
That's correct, man.
Yes, you may proceed. The exhibit mentioned in 7.1, do you have it with you today in court?
In 7.1?
Yes.
Yes, I have it with me.
Yes, can you just show it to the court?
It's still sealed in the
Seal bag number?
seal bag number that's still sealed. It's PA 4001985-198.
Sorry, you're saying that exhibit bag is sealed.
This one.
You can't open it.
We can open it for.
Yeah, let's open it so that everybody can see that firearm. Because one of the defenses is that these firearms were switched. But that there was a likelihood, because there was a hiatus of about 5 years plus when these firearms were stored by Njali. And the contention is that nobody knows what could have happened to them. You can't exclude the possibility that these firearms were switched. Yeah, but for purposes of this court, you said you're going to call rule officer.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because the allegation is that the rule officer is the one who tested the firearm first. Can you describe the characteristics for the record of that firearm which you have?
Well, the firearm that I'm having is a CZ75, Model 75.
Right.
And then the serial number has been obliterated.
Right.
As I said, normally when you receive a firearm that the serial number has been obliterated, you mark it with a lap number here underneath the trigger guard. And the lap number that is marked on this one is 34369.
Yeah, let the defense see that firearm. Even the accused, they see it.
This can be.
It's
As long as it is safe. want to see it also, my killing machine. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Under the trigger.
Under the
Under the trigger.
Yeah. Let me show you the option. Yeah.
And you say the etching couldn't resuscitate the number.
They have retrieved the number of this firearm.
Yeah, I have retrieved it.
Yes.
And it's 8 whatever. Yeah, remember, it's 8 whatever. Just read it again, because you said originally it was filed off.
The serial number was filed off.
Right, and then you
And
retrieved
during
it
the
by
etching process,
and then it was...
warrant officer rule officer could identify the serial number or recover the serial
Can you
number.
read it from there?
With the etching process, you can only
No, I mean
identify.
after the etching process was applied.
After the etching process, you cannot read it again. You have to put it on
Okay,
the system
I
again.
hear you. It's a microscopic story.
No, with the etching, when you use the acid,
Yes, yes.
you apply the acid and electricity on it, you rub it with the green number.
Right.
The number will appear. You can be able to read the number. But the minute you start cleaning it, removing it from the, those numbers sometimes disappear
Okay,
again.
fine.
In instances where they will remain visible.
Maybe for record purposes, we can refer to the affidavit of Warrant Officer Rule Officer, Exhibit X in brackets 13D, paragraph 8 thereof.
Warrant officer rule officer statement. In paragraph 8 of warrant officer rule officer statement, it said, after application of the electromagnetic etching processes, I determined the serial number of the firearm mentioned in 3.1 possibly as 8587B.
Scott, please, my lord. The firearm has been handed up as Exhibit 2.
Exhibit 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can proceed to paragraph 7.2. Paragraph 7.2 of your affidavit.
7.2. On 7.2, it's one ammunition box containing 69mm parabellum caliber cartridges rounds. And 7.2.2, it's 10 9mm short caliber cartridges rounds. And all the ammunition found in this box are the CMJ ammunition. It's the same type of bullet that was recovered from the crime scene.
Exhibit 3 is a bullet fragment, and 4 is the bullet here, the projectile.
We're handing them.
Yes, maybe, yes, we can also show them to the defense and the accused.
The box.
Is the box and ammunition.
The box. Oh, this?
Yes.
Yeah. So that you can see the color, because it was described in some of the evidence which was here.
It's a lot, but let me break it down. And this, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to be very brief and fast. Basically, what Mangena read off Rudolph's affidavit, right? We remember that. And in that affidavit, he says there were 18 parabella cartridges, 9mm, and they're not marked, right? 18. 1-8. And then in Mangena's own affidavit, after he's called by Geninda and told, hey, there's this gun in the Cleveland case, come test it, my boy, so that we check to see if it matches with the crime scene for SENZO MEYIWA. Mangena says, not a problem. He goes to pick up the gun. Where? At Cleveland. When he gets there, the gun, he receives an open, sealed evidence bag. It's opened because it's supposed to be sealed, but it is now open and it is no longer in the SAPS 13 section. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be destroyed. It's supposed to be destroyed. So Captain Charlie goes to look for it, and surprise, surprise, he finds it. And when he finds it, he brings it back, and that's when he sees that it is in an open bag. Now that we know it's in an open bag, not only is it in an open bag, but there's only 16 parabella cartridges in that bag. Everything else matches the same, but the bag is open. The bag is open. And then we see here in court, after he does the test, of course, he does the test, and then he says there is insufficient individual markings on the bullet, so I have to do an additional test. So that's why he went to go search. So first of all, he did a comparison of the bullets. Sorry, I mixed it up there. So first of all, he did a comparison of the bullets, just the bullets, okay, from reports. and then he sees, no, 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 it's not a match. But if I get the physical gun again, I can do what? I can do the test with the matching bullets and then see if we get an exact match. So then that's when he goes to Cleveland to go get the gun. And that's when he received it as a what? An open, sealed evidence bag. This is where we will commence from today as the defense takes on cross examination under the expertise of their expert ballistic private agent that they hired. Thankful to legal aid for finally paying that bill, and now we can return to cross examination for Mangena. Let me know down below. Highlights for me was Judge Ratha holding the firearm. That was hilarious. But let me know for you what stood out in this video. Also, as well, the accused, they got to also see the gun. They seem to have some chuckling and laughing over there. Mungani Ntanzi is like, this is none of my business. Keep it moving. And so then the gun is shown to accused number 3, 4, and 5, and they just burst out laughing over there. You know, I wonder what the joke was, or maybe it's been a while since they've handled a firearm. So that was as close as they can get to one. We do see when Judge Ratha is holding it that it is actually can't pull the trigger. So it was made safe for the court. So even if anyone got a hold of it, it was going to be pretty useless. Okay. So this is it from me today. I want to keep this short and sweet because, you know, we're about to head into court this morning and I want to keep us fresh. Let me know if you found this playlist helpful, refreshing us on Mangena's testimony on the stand. And that is it from me today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Absolutely, I love it when you do. Okay. I really appreciate you. And please remember to watch all the ads, subscribe, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. You know the house rules over here. Make sure that you're following through. It gives me a signal that you want me to continue with this. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on my next upload.